Hey guys, this is Tavonga here, and we're back with another episode of the auction purchase. We purchased this 2019 Polo Vivo from an auction without even looking at it first, and so far things are going great. Now we're taking the vehicle for its major service, the first service at Mumbo Repairs. Will this car have more issues than we anticipated? Let's find out. So my main concern when they do the diagnostics before the service is that this car is going to give me like engine issues, and given that I never got to start up the car, it really was a gamble to bid on this vehicle. So I had a Jetta 4 before, and we eventually found out that it had an issue with the exhaust manifold and it was supposed to go for engineering. I didn't want to go through that, so I sold it. I really hope that I don't get to let go of this one, because like as much as it's a manual and I'm kind of used to driving automatics, I mean, like, look at them gear changes. I'm a bit rusty. I still really feel like this is my car now. I love it. So crossing fingers that it's not going to have any issues, and they're going to just find like minor things that are going to be done here and there. So we got to Mumbo service right on time, and it looks like there's not really many people there. I didn't know you have to go to the front of the service thing, so we went to the back first and then we came back to the front. So eventually we managed to get a service advisor to assist us with booking the vehicle in. The place is beautiful, it's a proper workhouse. Hey guys, so we're back at Mumbo service. We're here to drop off the auction car for the full major service. So we're actually here early on time. We'll let them know of the service that needs to be done, obviously, and also the suspension issue that they also need to check out. So I believe that they're going to do the best work to it. Besides that, I don't think there's anything else that I have noted, but they will give me a call later on in the day to let me know what else needs to be sorted. And if the funds agree, we'll definitely check it out, do it same time. So let me just give you a tour of the car before they clean it up. It's still as dirty as it was when we picked it up. The only thing that they did is clean the windscreen. Besides that, nothing else was done. So a tour of the car, basically the physical body that I have seen. So it's got, that's actually dirt. It's got some minor scratches, scrapes that they had on there. Then the bumper does have some sunburns, cracks in it. And then of course there's no VW logo on here. Looks like it was stolen. Actually, there's quite a lot of VWs I've seen that don't have these. So going to need to get that. I'm thinking of getting the new badge, but I don't know if I'll need to get the new badge for the back as well, but we'll see how it goes. And then coming through to this side, the great thing that I like is that this does not have any cracks on the what do you call it, on the thingy. The lights don't have any cracks, so replacing the lights would be such a mission. Moving over to the sides, there is these dents here. It looks like it was smashed here. I don't know exactly what's going on, but from here you can't really see that much. But when the car is lifted on a jack, you do see that on here it was scraped. So I don't know exactly what happened there, but that will probably be part of the body work that I'll eventually do. I'm not really sure if we're going to do a full respray or we'll just patch up where it needs to be done. But I feel with the amount of spray work that might need to be done on here and the front, might as well just do a full respray. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then moving over to the side, everything here is fine. This panel here, it looks okay, but on this side it looks like the bumper is kind of slightly loose. So I don't know if there was some work that was done there or not. Then we've got the sunburns on the rear bumper as well. So yeah, just the panel gap that I was saying here, you do see that there is a bit of work probably that was done on it. And then on this side, nothing much on this side. I think probably there was work done on the actuator level or something in here, because this is like a bit loose. And then if you open on here as well, that is not there. Actually, it's there, but like it's inside. So every time I have to open this, like, you know, for security or whatever, I have to like dig into that thing and then pull it up. It's a bit of an inconvenience. I think that's probably one of the first things that I need to do inside. But besides that, I am very happy with the purchase. Functionality, we're able to drive wherever we want to go. We can stop, we can start, you know, point A to point B. So that's it for now. We're going to head over to get something to eat, and then after that, we'll just wait on the call on what else needs to be done. So, we got a call from the service advisor. They let us know that the service, they're going to do the service, the full service, major service. And then from there, I did ask them to like check the additional things that would need to be fixed so we can be good for the road trip going to Durban. But before Durban, we're also going to do another road trip going to Limpopo. So that will kind of be a test. If we can do that road trip, then I know for sure that we can, you know, get to Durban. So from that, they did let me know that the front brake discs needs to be changed, as well as the pads. I think the rear brakes are okay. Then from there, the front headlights are starting to get dim. The rear parking light, as well as the what's that other light? The license plate light. I don't know the name, but yeah, that was that. And then the water bottle. As for the water bottle, I've had like a terrible experience with the water bottle from my first car. It was a Jetta 4. I basically bought it with the water bottle not functioning properly. I remember when I went to buy it, that was one of the things that they told me, we need to fix this. We bought it in PMB and I had to drive back to Durban. We had to get some duct tape to fix it up. And you know, so it was such an issue because we always like had to stop every 30 minutes or whatever, fill up water in it. So I don't want to have those type of issues. So might as well get the water bottle sorted, and then I know that, you know, I won't have those issues. But yeah, they're going to give me a quote on that, and then they'll let me know on the suspension issue as well, because she said they hadn't checked that. So they're going to check that out, see exactly what's going on, and then from there they'll let me know what needs to be done. So we'll do an update as soon as I get a call back on that.
Which will be a brake fluid. If your coolant is out, ensure that your coolant hose is tightly and properly secured. Next thing, we're going to be changing the fuel filter. The fuel filter is only held by 3 pipes and 1 star screwdriver. Next, we're going to be installing this Boris hung oil filter, so ensure that you always lubricate the rubber seal on your oil filter so that it doesn't stick on the oil filter housing. Once all of that is done, it's time for us to top up our oil. Remember to always check your owner's manual to see how much oil and which oil your vehicle takes. So for a Polo Vivo, at times it'll take 3.2 liters, but it'll also depend on the size of the sump as well as which engine does it have. Also, it'll also depend if it is a dry fill or if it's not a dry fill. Once our oil is nice and topped up, we can put back our cover. Next thing to do will be to remove and replace our spark plugs. Now we'll have to remove all of these clips that hold the wiring down with this flat screwdriver so that we can be able to pry out our coil packs. Once that's done, you're going to need a bigger screwdriver just to help you pry out the coil packs so that it's much easier to remove all of your coil packs. Once that's done, you're going to need a 16mm tube socket to remove your spark plugs. Remember to be gentle. If it feels hard, just try to soak your spark plugs in brake fluid or a little bit of Q20 just so that the threads unbind with the spark plugs. Once your spark plugs are loose, you can use your coil pack to fish out all of the spark plugs. Remember to always inspect your spark plugs because they always tell a story. These are our new plugs going in. Remember to always follow through when you are putting in your spark plugs. Do not throw them in, as you could crack them and damage them. And when you are installing your spark plugs, always first hand tighten them so that you do not cross thread. Cross-threading your spark plugs could end up causing you to do a very big job of removing your cylinder head or calling engineers to repair your threads. Once your spark plugs are hand tightened, you can now use your ratchet to torque down your spark plugs. Once all of your spark plugs are torqued down, you can put back all of your coil packs. Next, we'll be changing the V-belt. Now, to change a V-belt, you only need a 15mm spanner, and this 15mm spanner loosens your V-belt tensioner, and then your old V-belt can come out. Old V-belt out. Our coolant is now all topped up with a very new bottle. All that's left for us is to bleed the cooling system and ensure that coolant has circulated everywhere. This is our old cabin.
Alright, so I got some feedback from the guys at Mumbo Repairs, and so besides the brakes and the coolant bottles and that type of stuff, they did let me know that they are done with the major service. Everything is good there, and then now they are doing the brake service. But then there's a problem with the brake service because the threading, they said something about the threading on the brakes was off from the previous brake service that was done. They didn't do it properly, so it might be an issue. So he did offer me like to either like leave it and then be able to do it later on in Durban, or I can do it right now. But then the thing is, they might have to get someone out of house to fix it. So that was also something to consider. I mean, like things like brakes is very important because like especially if you're going to be moving like long distances, we definitely need to make sure that, you know, we've got our brakes proper. So I did let them know that please check the quote on how much to get the brake threading done properly, and then from there do the brakes. So they did let me know that they will try to get someone in-house who can do that after lunch. So I've just been hanging around Northgate Mall, went to Toro Ninja, did some ice skating, and now we're just getting like some lunch. So still waiting on that. They'll let me know after lunch what's going on, if they can get it sorted out, the additional fees and all that. So still waiting before we can get there.
Bent, and then but the suspension parts that you require on your vehicle are these ones. You can take a drive with these stuff, not replace it. The most important stuff was your water bottle cap, as well as your lower control your wiper blades as well, because of the weather and all of that stuff. And then the globes are things we did change that as well. So the other stuff that do need to be changed is just your control arms. That's your knocking noise when you go over bumps, like the test will take it on the test drive. Yeah. And then the front brakes is in Pinetown. Yeah.
Probably do Pinetown. I could probably do Pinetown, drop it off.
Yeah, it's just smaller stuff that's left. It's just your suspension stuff, that's it. Okay. And then I just wanted to show you other stuff that was done as well. So I won't charge for it, but it was done. So it's just this, which is your terminal spray. So I noticed that you have a new battery and it doesn't have terminal spray. So what happens after you have installed a new battery and you don't have terminal spray is that it corrodes. So we did put terminal spray for you to protect and also show you which one is your negative terminal and which one is your positive terminal as well. Yeah. So I think we'll also post a video as well on the service, because I did a complete video on the service.
Yeah, that would be nice. I can give you my details. You can tell me.
Yeah, no problem.
So we're at Mumbo Repairs, just collected the car. He gave me like a full breakdown of the work that they did, as well as the additional work that still needs to be done on the vehicle. So the main thing for me was for me to be able to drive this car to Durban. That was like the main goal. So I don't want to have like any breakdowns on the way. So I did let them know that in terms of the budget, I wouldn't be able to overstretch it that much. What I can do is to focus on the priorities right now, just so we can be able to travel. Then anything else, we can always do it at a later stage. So what they did was the rear parking lights, the front lights, the brake discs, as well as the brake pads, wipers. There's a whole lot of, I can't really read all of this, but there's also suspension work that needs to be done on the vehicle, like control arms, ball joints, stabilizer links, and rims. Okay, yeah, so actually it turns out that guy at Dunlop was actually not bullshitting. The rims were actually messed up. I feel like the way that he explained it, and then he wanted me to get mags, I was like, nah man, like I'm not going to get mags. Like I do actually want to get some new rims on the vehicle, but not right now. You know, like those Polo Vivo GT wheels, I do want those type of rims. So they did mention though that the rear rims are bending, so I will need to get that sorted. It sucks because like I just got these tires, so we'll see though. When I do get the rims, I'll have to get 4 new tires again, and then get all that stuff worked. But it's like amazing to look at it, and it's clean for the first time. There's still some work that needs to be done on the vehicle, but it feels like my baby. So I'd like to send a huge shout out to Mumbo and his team for all the amazing work that they did. The communication was just on point. Everything that needed to be done, especially like when you're working on a budget, it's quite hard to do your calculations if they're just going to get the work done and then tell you at a later stage that, oh, we ended up doing this type of work. So thank you so much for the work that you did. Thank you so much for the great communication. Definitely going to leave a review on the Google. If you have gotten some work done with them, please drop them a review. The service is amazing. I wish I stayed in Joburg so I can have this type of service all the time, but if you are in Joburg, please make sure you come through. Peace.